Hello, I hope you are well. It is 20 to 12 today. We're at the park. I'd like to talk to you today about worrying and trust. Two things that I have come to the realization of this morning that I am struggling with a lot. It appears to be worse today than it has been in a while. I never really used to be a worrier. Maybe I was more than I thought I was, but I never would have considered myself a worrier in the past. But lately, I worry about a lot of things. That's why I pray a lot. I try to cast my worries onto the Lord. And sometimes it's hard because you can pray and say that you cast your worries and give up your anxieties, but sometimes it's just words because sometimes you don't really let it go in your heart. That's what I struggle with the most. I realize that I don't really trust anybody anymore except for Jesus, my therapist Tim, and two of my close buddies. And I worry a lot. And that's not good for me. In fact, that's bad for me. Matthew 6:34 says, "Therefore, do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow has its own worries. Today's troubles are enough for today." And that's really hard to apply, especially when we've got calendars at our fingertips, days planned, months planned. It's hard not to worry about tomorrow. It's a constant struggle, something that you have to work at daily. You have to persist at daily. I found that trust is something you have to work at daily as well. Working at it, building a little bit more trust each day. Sometimes it's for yourself, sometimes it's for others. Recently, my trust has been used, abused, and tossed aside. Promises people make are broken, and the people who I thought were there for me almost all left. So it's hard to trust anybody else with my feelings other than God, and sometimes these videos, but I hold a lot back in these videos as well. You don't have to say everything to everyone, mostly because I'm in a very vulnerable state. So some of the things that I really want to say, I really want to talk about, could very easily be used against me by some of those people who I mentioned earlier. And since I've given them nothing to use, they've started making up lies. So you have to try to work slowly and consistently every single day to try to build up trust and to try to build up lack of worry. Trying to put your trust in God and in yourself, in the Holy Spirit that is within yourself. But it's hard. It's really hard. What I usually do when I'm in the middle of overthinking and in the middle of trying to grasp for control that I know that God has, is I quite literally drop whatever I am holding in my hand. Sometimes physically, I will physically gently toss whatever I am holding. I will drop to my knees and just pray. Just, extend my hands out, get that little heavenly antenna, as I like to call it, and I just pray. And most of the time, that helps when I'm feeling overwhelmed with anxious thoughts. Recently, I've started having panic attacks pretty regularly, and that has helped. It's funny, I never used to be that person. I was always the person who was helping people, or helping my partner really, when they were having a panic attack. And now I am the person who is having them. It's in times of great worry like that your faith is truly tested, I've found. Can you open yourself up to receive that heavenly peace? Or are you going to continue to let the madness and dysfunction of the world invade your space? It's a fight. It's spiritual warfare, something that you have to fight whenever it happens. Just today I was talking with a person, very good friend of mine, and I was starting to let my emotions overflow into the conversation. I was starting to speak out of reaction. I had to just delete the app that we were messaging on and disconnect because I was getting too deep into worrying and overthinking, and I'm just really sensitive about that today. It's times like that where you really have to focus on God's promises, His promises of peace. You have to hold firm to those. It's an exercise, and that's when I lean on the other spiritual tools that I've developed that I talk about in these videos. Going for a walk, thinking, allowing yourself to sit and feel those feelings. It's okay to feel them. I just need to work on being able to properly communicate them and express them to people without worrying that they're gonna screenshot it, send it to people to use against me, to spread it around to other people and gossip about me. And that's something still really trying hard to work on. That's something that I am weak at and that I need strength of the Lord. So as you go throughout your day, I challenge you and I challenge myself. When you are feeling that overwhelming sensation of anxiety that's pulling you to act out of character, I encourage you to sit and pray and try your best. Focus on the person who you can trust, which is God. He's the only one who has never led you astray. He's the only one who will never lie to you. So when you're worrying and you're having trouble trusting people, try to just trust God a little. And when you're in the midst of those panic attacks and you don't feel like you can trust anybody, or you're overwhelmed with worry about the future, worry about tomorrow, be kind to yourself. Waiting patiently and calmly is a discipline, and it's really, really hard. You read the Bible, you'll see lots of people struggling with it just like you. So be kind to yourself when that happens, because even no matter how much I worry, how deeply I have trust issues, I still love you, and God still loves you more. Have a blessed day.